Welcome, Ryan. Welcome to the second episode of Scandi in the City.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm very, very lucky to have you on. Yes, so Ryan, thank you so much for coming on Scandi in the City. This is a big, big thing, actually, because, Ryan, would you consider yourself a little bit of a celebrity? Yes or no?
Not as much as a local celeb as you, I guess. With you got probably more high-end Inferno's appearances, Cafe or So appearances.
Well, yeah, we have a lot to speak about, definitely considering Cafe Soul.
No, not really. To some people, maybe.
Especially, yeah,
maybe,
considering how we met. So I think it's probably best if we... Would you like to introduce yourself and kind of just say who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me as well. My name's Ryan Mairs, also known as Mairsyy, and I guess my main profession is I'm an audio erotica voice actor.
You're a porn star. Yes.
Audio porn, yeah, maybe, yeah. To some people, again, subjective, but yeah, okay. I guess we could say, yeah.
Perfect. Brilliant. Okay, so Ryan, you say that you do audio erotica. Now, as some may call that audio porn, would you say that would you class it actually as porn?
Not really. I don't know. I actually need to look up the definition of what the word porn is, like pornography is, but I don't know. Audio erotica just sounds a bit like nicer, doesn't it? Because
obviously you work or you do things for a brand called Quinn. Mm-hmm. Am I correct?
Yep.
So Quinn is, would you say it's mainly a very female-based audience that uses it?
Yeah, so it's a female-based kind of audio erotica app with a bunch of creators like myself where we kind of write and narrate different stories, spicy stories. But there's other things on there as well, like there's like... meditative pieces, sleep stories, but predominantly it's filth.
Absolute dirty filth.
Yeah. But it is. It's basically it was kind of created as a safe space for women because of conventional things like porn being very male gaze and just not very ethical and it's just not suitable for a lot of kind of female needs. So it was I think it's a really cool concept and safe space for people to explore. It's a place for people to explore like kinks and stuff as well. So yeah, a bit different.
Because obviously what we were saying earlier, how we feel like the word porn is like such a bloke thing, I'm gonna watch some fucking porn. But then I feel like when you say like erotica, it sounds very
light.
Sounds very very nice and feminine. We'll go more into that in a little bit. So I want to kind of talk about, as we said, like what I did with episode 1 was we split it into 3, and I'll do that with the same one for this. So I think we'll talk about first how we met.
Yeah.
So how did we meet?
Well, I was embarrassed because I didn't even remember it for a lot of time.
Brilliant.
No, I blame the booze. Yeah, we met in a lovely place called Cafe Soul in Clapham.
The smoking area, Cafe Soul.
I was very twisted, and I think we exchanged numbers, and then it was like...
God, I can't remember.
It was a year later. You kept your profile kept coming up on my TikTok as people you may know. Yeah. And I was like, who the fuck is this? I was like, who is
the fuck is this?
So who is that?
That's better.
Yeah. And I was like,
who is that?
Who is that? And then I started seeing some of your videos and stuff. I was like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because you came up. I remember you actually, and then I think your WhatsApp, because obviously I had you on WhatsApp. You kept coming up on my For You page, and obviously I think already then you had quite a bit of a following, and I was like, who the hell is this? I was just like, who is this person that keeps coming up? And then obviously it came up with the WhatsApp thing, and it said obviously I think I still have you under wait, let's find it. I still have you under as Ryan Cafe Soul curly hair.
That might have been pre-mullet as
well.
That
was that, yeah. So I still have.
I might have had long hair back then, actually.
I think you might have actually, because your WhatsApp profile's old from when I think I met you. Yeah. So you look very different now.
Different now.
You had a bit of a glow up. So.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll try not to be too offended. Yeah, it's true though. There's been a major glow up. Yeah. I'll take it.
Yes, obviously we met each other in the smoking area, I think, and then obviously, yeah, came up on my For You page a lot. And then I think eventually, what happened after that? What happened?
I think that was a tactical DM slide for myself.
I think that was...
Yeah.
Just one DM slide. Yeah, so yeah, you did DM me, and we spoke for a bit, and and then obviously like time has passed, and we've been friends for a while now. Yeah. We've been friends. Yeah. So yeah, we're good friends. No, I would say we're friends.
Yeah.
We are actually. We're good friends. Yeah. So okay, so obviously, yeah, I think even though our friendship hasn't been like the longest, obviously because we had that big old fat break. And then obviously, you came up my TikTok and stuff. But, and then obviously, I mean, you're going from leaps and bounds. I mean, you're doing so well on TikTok at the moment. I mean, if I'm correct, you've got like, what, 126,000 followers on TikTok?
Just about to hit, 100, nearly.
Or you're nearing like 130,000?
Nearly 130 now, yeah.
I'm in the presence of a VIP.
Yeah, no, that was fucking crazy. Yeah, when I was coming up on your FYP, I don't know, I was probably only on like 3,000 maybe, I don't know.
It was something like that, yeah, and you've just blown. I think it was because you had you've got 3 videos over 1 million views. You've got one that's like, I've done my research. I've got one video that's like 1.4 mil, and then you got another one which is like 4 point something,
4.6,
and then the other one is like 5.1 mil, I think. Yeah, but a lot of those, would you say those are like connected to Book Talk? Obviously, when you go, Pharaoh Darling. Hello, Pharaoh Darling.
The 1.4 milli, that was a big one. I kept that pinned, but weirdly the other 2 were like the 4 and the 5. It's a bit awkward actually, because the one that went off was about a joke about I stitched a girl who said men would rather literally bury their face in your arse than talk about their feelings. I stitched it and I said there's no lie, and it got like 5 million views. And I was like, now 5 million people have literally just seen that I eat arse, and I was like
brilliant.
Cheers. So my family and friends were like colleagues as well, because I was fully employed at that point.
Really?
What other one was there? What was the other one? Oh, and the other one was about I got mugged off by a filter.
Oh, really?
It was like a filter that goes above your head, the game, and I was like, bring it on. It was like your biggest insecurity.
Yeah.
And I was like, you bring it on, mate. I'll take it all day. And it filtered through, and it come up to crooked teeth, and I smiled. And I got crooked teeth, and I was like, fuck you, 6 million. I was like, bastards.
It's always the ones I feel like, at least I found out with like mine, with all the bloody, like with my TikToks, the ones that have gone viral, it's always the ones you don't really want to go viral actually do go viral.
You can't plan it either. Literally, you could have the most like concrete strategy of what you want to blow up, and it won't,
and it just doesn't do well. Like you'll literally just post it and it'll be like 30 views, and then like my last one just got 83,000 views, I think. But it was literally just like, and then the one I had before that I think had 800 views, and I just like I can't do this algorithm anymore.
Is stressful. Well, your Hinge ones were popping, weren't they?
Yeah, but it's
you get in trouble.
I know. Yeah, that's for another time. I did get a little bit in trouble for that one. But anyway, so obviously I want to talk more about Quinn. So I want to talk about, obviously we have gone into what Quinn is a little bit, about how it obviously it's female erotica, obviously through audio, and I had heard of it. I think this was when it was first like really just starting to like, it was just starting, and I was like, oh cool, like whatever. And then I realized you actually had to pay for it, so I was just like, oh fuck, maybe not. And then obviously then we started chatting, and you mentioned that you started to do it, and I was like, oh, like I'll check it out actually. And I think it's so nice in the sense I felt so safe on that app, because like if you go on Pornhub or you go on something like that, it is just so like masculine and aggressive, and it's so like it's just gross. Like but then you go on to like Quinn, and it's just like, oh, you feel so safe, and it's all like beautiful, and it's for what you can tell that it's women that made it, women that made it. It's for women, obviously not just for women, but it's their main audience. And yeah, it's just, you feel super safe in it. Yeah,
good.
So
That's the way it should be. Yeah. It's as I say, like with the range of creators, and there's different tropes and there's different styles, and every creator, what I love, and I've become friends with a lot of them now, is like everyone's got their own style of writing, and like what they bring to the table, and that's the beauty, is like, especially with like the creators I'm friends with, there's no like competitive beef of like, oh, they're getting more views or this.
Yeah.
Like everyone literally has a different style, and like that just suits different people. So it's like,
yeah,
whatever. Someone might hate my stuff but love someone else's. They might hate that style but they like mine.
Yeah.
But typically, what I've learned from the audience, they don't hate anyone. It's just like every audio every week can bring something different. So it's nice.
It's not for you. It's not for you.
Exactly.
So how? Talk me through the process of how you actually got into Quinn, or how you got into it.
So I got scouted on TikTok because I had a couple of TikToks that went viral. Yeah.
Because obviously, one thing you'll know about Ryan is that he's got a very deep voice. I think that
Really,
yeah. Especially like, would you say that is the reason why a lot of your videos have gone viral?
So I think so. I think it's like a weird balance where it's like I just got a bit lucky where my videos started getting served to a very American audience, and obviously there's the British accent kind of fetish, and
God, they love it.
And I think like the deepness and like my voice is a bit gravelly.
Yeah.
So I think like the combination of I just hit a bit of luck where the algorithm served it to a community of book talk, and then they kind of grabbed me with both hands and they were like, say this, and I was like, okay. So I said good girl, and it went 1.4 mil or something, and then they were just like, say this, say that, and I was like, okay. And then the apps started like kind of picking up, and Quinn kind of started reaching out.
Okay.
And then just had to make the decision when was like the right time to go into it, because it was, to be honest, I wasn't into it.
Really?
When I first like started hearing what it was, and I've seen other creators do it, I was like, nah, man, that's not a bit of me.
Yeah.
And then kind of just, it was just like an insecurity thing and like just a confidence thing, and then you do more of it and you see the impact it makes, and actually you learn to have fun with it and put your own spin on things. And I love it.
Okay. So obviously, like, as a writer and as a massive reader as well, you hear a lot of, obviously in the book, a lot of like, when they say oh, he growled, I feel like your voice is exactly what women think of when they say that,
Yeah.
Would you not agree?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
I will agree for him. I've read some of your thirsty TikTok comments.
Yeah, they are quite thirsty. Yeah, depends on the character I do and stuff. But yeah, natural voice probably. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because Christ, like the comments you get are actually feral. Like I actually shit you not, the women, and I am all for it. I'm like, go girls. I know what you're doing. Go for it. And they are just like. Do you find that, obviously, because some of them are just absolutely foul in the sense they're so it's just filth. Like, they're like, I need you, filth. I want you, they're very honest about that. Have you ever had any like comments that are more, they make you feel a little bit uncomfortable?
What always shook me was how confident people were to do it in public. Like I know men are stereotypically like a bit like forward like in DMs and stuff like, and like, but like in terms of like the feralness, is that a word? In the comments, public comments, like you could go on their profile and see their like lives, and you're like, you've just sent that to me in public, like it's entertaining. Like, they're kind of half joking themselves as well, so it's like it's fun with it. But yeah, there's been some where like I belly laugh, like two like the ones where it's like tears rolling down my thigh, my two legs divorced. Some are quite threatening, like not threatening, but they're just like, they're like, oh, it's a good thing you're not across the pond and stuff, like, and just like, little like. Do
you think you get the vibe when you know they're joking, or are there some comments that you actually like, you look at and you're just like, fucking like delete? Yeah,
there's some. Yeah, there's definitely a few where you're like, okay, that's a bit too.
But the majority of it,
the majority is just playful. Yeah. Like people are in relationships and stuff, and it's just like a little outlet for them. Like it's not like they don't actually have a relationship with me, so it's just like
they know the boundary.
Yeah, it's a boundary, but it's a weird. It was definitely weird to get used to, going from getting pied down the road in Brixton and Clapham like every weekend to then having thousands of people in your DMs and like in your comments. It's like, what? I'm getting pranked, bro.
Do you find that, like, do you actually find that a bit mad when you think about how many people you're actually like communicating with? that actually listen to what you make and they listen to your voice, and like, do you ever, does that freaks you out a little bit?
I don't really, like, you try not to think about it too much with that, like what they're actually doing. Like, obviously we all understand like what they're doing, but
because even for TikTok, 130,000 people, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, and I've just hit 400k listens on the app.
Really? I didn't see that. I didn't actually know.
Yeah,
so are you, I mean, you must be one of the biggest creators in the UK right now, right?
There's a few of us. Like, I'd say it's like a
boy band.
It's a little boy band. There is a little boy band of us. There's about four or five of us. Yeah,
the lads,
and I get to hang out with them a fair bit. But yeah, there's to be fair, the range is so, like, everyone's so talented.
Yeah.
Which people, you think it's weird, like, when you're like, it's talent. But like, yeah, it's like everyone writes, they produce, they narrate it, you kind of act in it. Yeah. You like edit it. Really? But they're like, some of the creators are amazing. So yeah, I don't really view it like that. There is like a healthy little competition, but I'm not really competing with the other creators. I'm kind of creating with my audio from like the week before in a weird way.
Okay.
Or just looking to improve and learn new tropes and stuff. But yeah, it's very fun.
A little one-man show, a little one-woman show. So obviously, going into when you say you are a one-man show in that sense, how do you come up with all the ideas? Like, what would you say your process is?
Just a filthy boy. Just filth. No, I think I take inspiration from, I've done a couple of audios where I've kind of tried to rewrite like a traditional porn narrative, but through a female gaze.
Okay.
Like little things like that. So you take some inspiration from stuff like that, kind of how you can make it more ethical or like more enjoyable from the female side, or like, yeah, just like imagination, like from fantasies, I've done a couple where it's actually based on like true events. I've done, like, you take some inspiration from books and fantasy books. Obviously it's quite a big book talk community on there as well. So from my previous voiceover stuff as well, like, and what other stuff? I'm starting to get into like TV series and stuff like that. So that romance stuff, like, I've just started Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
28-year-old man, I've just finished season 1 of Vampire Diaries, and it's like 15 years old.
Yeah, who we rooting for here?
Oh, the brothers.
Yeah. See, I'm Team Damon forever. Team Damon. Die Hard Damon. Yeah.
I prefer, he's got more personality, isn't he?
I mean, he gives the whole enemies to lovers, like,
you
know, that man would, like, he'd kill for you.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
I don't know. Season 1, like, I'm obviously
I don't want to give you any spoilers.
But the like, when I've done like previous voice impressions of like Klaus and stuff, like, I feel like Klaus is gonna be my boy. But don't
you, especially who he ends up kind of intermingling with.
I think I might know, but yeah. So when I did like voiceovers of Klaus and I was like researching it and looking at his scenes, I was like, he seems cool.
Yeah. No,
so we'll
absolutely G. Yeah, bit psychopathic but amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, similar, vibes.
So obviously, going back to it, I would, from my personal perspective, I would class you doing, as you said, as porn, as audio porn, and I think that is sick. I think actually meeting people who are in, you know, that kind of industry, whether it's, you know, videography or actually just audio, I think it's not talked about enough, and that's why I'm so glad you're on the podcast.
Taboo.
So yeah, exactly, and I think it's definitely a topic that needs to be talked about more, especially audio, you know, obviously Quinn, which I don't think is talked about that much because it's definitely still like very up and coming.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of women who don't, you know, obviously if you don't want to watch porn,
where'd you go?
They can give this a go instead, you know. As women, you know, we don't necessarily want to be fucking lobbed up against the wall and just taken. And we're not talking about how we do in the books, you know, where it's all like the love of your soulmate and stuff. We're more talking like you meet someone down the pub and they, you know, give you a little 30 second nod in heaven.
So that's a good time for them.
Yeah,
30 seconds,
so much for us.
They're doing well.
But yeah, I think definitely it's more romantic. It's a lot more.
Well, some aren't.
Yeah, I mean.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like, so it depends on like. Yeah, honestly, I've just done that off. No, there's everything on there. Like there's. Friends to lovers, enemy lovers. There's filth. There's rough. There's There's like romance. There's like I did like a 15.
You did a meditation one, didn't you, as well? And
I did a sleep aid.
all your comments and stuff that they reposted, they were like so. I mean, they seemed so grateful.
Yeah,
like,
it's lovely. Yeah, it's lovely.
Really
it's
nice.
like I like to mix it up. So like, I'll do like I've done somewhere like I did like a 15-minute kind of like romance poem.
Yeah.
And then I did like
soppy fucker.
Right, I'll mix it up. So I'll do like soppy, and then I'll like mix it up, and then I'll bring in like, and then everyone's like, I think it brings a bit of excitement to the audience.
Oh my God,
like, what's coming this
rolling
week?
down my leg.
Yeah. So they're like, what's coming this week? Like,
yeah.
Obviously them, hopefully.
Do you ever like read comments, and if they like suggest something, will you ever take that on board?
Every comment.
Every single comment.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure every comment I can like.
TikTok or like.
TikTok's a bit harder, but like I read the comments on like feedback. Like I don't like it's just it's the feedback's really helpful.
Okay,
like,
so if someone obviously if someone, let's say, wanted to see something on another episode, they could comment on it and they could be like, I want to see this. And would you listen to it and potentially take it on?
Yeah, for sure. That's where the sleep aid one came from. So I had like when I do my anonymous Q&As and stuff on Insta, which are also pretty feral.
I have seen some of that. Oh my God. Even I found myself blushing about it. I was like, how are these women so confident?
If they're feral public, they're even more feral anonymous. So yeah,
don't even want to know that search history.
But a lot of it was like, can you do like a sleep aid and like stuff like that? So I was like, yeah, of course, I can.
Of course you can. Would you ever go into real porn? Would you ever consider being a real porn star? Getting on camera?
I get asked this a lot, you know.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Or like, would you ever consider doing like an OnlyFans or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that was a very definite yes.
No, it's because I've had to think about it a lot recently. I haven't had to think about it, but it's because it's been asked quite a fair bit, especially on like Q&As and stuff. And like, as I say, because it's technically like the sex industry in a way, like I've got a fair few friends in the physical sex industry and like in that space, and you kind of chat to them and hang out with them and you just kind of learn. It would have to be like, it'd have to be like the right time, because like, basically once you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm willing to do that. I enjoy this too much, like, but I know from some of the reactions there's demand, but
literal demand,
but I don't know, it have to be like the right time. I'll probably have to have my own place, because I think I'd just be a bit peak doing it from a spare bedroom in South London, just like literally like, get out, I'm fucking
fucking filming. Yeah, no, that I can kind of relate. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll be seeing that one day in the future. Maybe.
Ooh.
We'll do that as a very strong maybe. We did briefly dabble with the whole reactions from women and stuff. So, obviously, more of a general consensus. Would you say it's mostly positive?
Yeah.
In the sense of like, you get comments, and I've seen some of your Q&As that you do, and it does seem that people seem to obviously really respect you and seem to really value what you do. Would you agree?
It's kind, yeah. No, it's it has been very nice. Like, I think because of the public personal brand of like who I am and how like I'm transparent, and like I don't take myself too seriously with it. Like, I'm not doing like constant pictures and videos of me pouting, being like, oh my God, look at all these girls, like they're obsessed with me. It's like, no, I'm not that guy. But like, there's probably like, so like, because I make a joke of it, and I'm like, I just go with the flow, and I enjoy what I do, and I'm respectful. Like, there's been like, the only kind of critique I've really had so far is like girls that aren't happy with like, in some of the audios, me coming across like, in one of the audios, someone come across said that I was like being really selfish. Okay. But like, I specifically.
Were you playing a character of that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it was just like, again, you can't please everyone in the role and the job and like in the audios. But again, I thought when I first started I was gonna get ripped by all the lads. Yeah. And actually, it turns out, and when I think about it, you can't really. Why would they rip me?
Why would they rip shit into you? We have all these women listening to you, and they just got this army of women behind you, just being like, if you say any shit about you,
they do protect me.
They'll
it's quite
fight
nice.
you.
They are very protective, which is cute, and I respect it. But they, the lads are. Every time I've spoke to lads about it, they're like, fair fucking play.
Yeah, fair play.
Fair play.
Fair play.
I'm living the dream, really. So yeah,
exactly. If you think about probably how many women they've made wet compared to how many you, I think that's probably a very big substantial number.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a gap. But yeah, like it's just people are very nice. But again, I'm kind of waiting. I think once I grow to a certain, like if I keep growing, like in terms of like the way things are going, like I'm definitely gonna be exposed more to the general public rather than the community.
Yeah.
There was a TikTok that started to go viral, which was a bit of a cheeky one, and I had to stop it, like pause the algorithm because it was getting served to like quite a young audience, and they were all ripping the shit out of me.
Really? Is it all just like teen boys?
It was like, awkwardly, it was like teenage girls and like teenage boys, and who were like in school. And I didn't say anything. It wasn't like
bad or anything.
It wasn't like it was the way, it was the tone I said it that was.
Yeah.
So they were like ripping it. Like it was quite funny, but I was like, "Fuck! This is what the algorithm's done me." So I had to like pause it and like do a statement. I was like, "This wasn't the plan. I don't have control of the algorithm." So I was like, "Well, I'm not going to I'm not going to post this stuff on TikTok anymore because it goes its own way." So I just try and funnel people on and then steer them towards Quinn to listen to me.
Because then you know that they really are fans, and they're not just people who've accidentally seen it. You know? It's kind of like, I feel like on TikTok, if you compare it to kind of being a singer, like if you kind of the what is it? You know, when you have the pre-act.
Oh, the support.
Yeah. It's like a support act where you don't, the watchers won't necessarily come on, and they won't be like there to actually see you, just they happen to see you. Yeah. And then at Quinn, it's kind of like you're the main act. They are there to watch you. So I guess the love is a bit more purified. So what would you say is like your ideal type of woman? Like what's your type? Ooh. What's your dream girl? Describe her. Go crazy.
It changes.
Does it?
Yeah. No, it's like I like light eyes. Yeah. Eyes are weirdly the biggest thing for me.
Okay, eyes.
I like pretty eyes.
Okay.
There's a very cheesy response to why. I'm not going to put it out.
Why? Oh, come on.
It's a very like. I think I saw it from a singer as well. Basically, if you're attracted to someone's eyes, no matter what happens, like if they age or whatever, like their eyes won't change. So it's like if you fall for the eyes, you fall for them. I know, it's well cute, isn't it? Smooth.
Oh my god. Okay, so literally just eyes.
Yeah. So I used to be like a diehard blondes.
Yeah.
But I went through a bit of a redhead phase.
Classic. I think every guy's got a redhead phase.
Yeah, and then so again, I learned in Italy. I was just in Italy on a trip. And I don't typically like, or I find them very attractive, obviously, but like it's not usually my type of like dark hair, dark eyes, olive skin. And then out there, I was actually like, I think I've changed my mind. I quite like this a lot.
Oh my god, yeah. Especially when that really beautiful olive skin and just.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, don't get me wrong, blonde is superior and always will be superior.
Have more fun, right?
Blondes do have more fun. However, I will say when you get a really dark haired and tan skin.
Yeah. So it kind of fluctuates. I think it's so cliche. Like personality is big.
Okay.
I have to like have a laugh. I don't like people that take themselves too seriously or like can't laugh at themselves or even if I'm being a bit of a dick or like if I'm being silly, like to bite back. I quite like fiery. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
What, like a bit of spice?
I love a bit of toxic.
Bit
of toxic. Like, yeah.
You like a bit toxic?
Yeah, shout at me.
Okay, so from what you're saying is you like blondes with light eyes that will absolutely just fucking give you a hard time in the bedroom and out of the bedroom.
Definitely one of those, but I think like just something like I like like a substance about them. Like, I don't know, like they've been through something and they've got like an interesting outlook on life. Like I don't know, that's what kind of keeps me locked in. Like,
that's fair enough. Yeah, I can respect that. That. What, you're actively dating? Am I correct, or are you not? Or are you taking a break from it? Because I don't actually know.
I don't know, taking a bit of a break. Yeah, it's been. I don't know. It's been like. I'm on the apps again, but I'm not.
Which apps are we talking here?
Hinge.
You're on Hinge.
Yeah, but it's fucking cringe. No, it's I've had a couple of like situations where I'm just like, this is long, And then I've obviously done loads of skits on TikTok and stuff where I'm taking the piss out of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like jumping back in.
Yeah, you're back on it.
And I'm just like, stupid. And then the exact thing I'm taking the piss out of is I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
So you, at least you're self-aware though.
Yeah. But it's just... but I don't know what I'm doing. Just like chilling.
Just chilling? Brilliant.
Chilling. I'm busy. I'm really... Like life's really busy at the minute. And like... So I'm just like very casual. But... And I just find...
Like, what would you say, like, what's your stance on dating these days? Like, kind of, what's been, because obviously you were speaking about how you had a bit of an unfortunate incident with a girl.
Well, we think it's a girl.
Yeah, we hope it's a girl.
I don't think it is. I got catfished, basically, which is funny. Twice. I got stood up twice by the same person in 3 days. Which
turns out it was me the whole time.
Oh fuck! I'm like, what? That's good content. That'll get views. That'll get really views.
Yeah.
It was me.
It was me.
I think it was a catfish. In fact, I almost know it is.
Yeah.
I've got some details.
Really?
Been doing my research. But yeah, that was it. Kind of like I was already exhausted about dating. I kind of wasn't that motivated, and that was the first date I'd organised in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Never been stood up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like 5 minutes before we was meant to meet, even though she was texting me that she was on the way, she just disappeared and like all the ticks went away and she blocked me. And then I did a TikTok about it. I didn't really slag her off either. No,
you were quite polite about it.
I thought I was quite respectful.
Yeah. I mean, you were a bit annoyed, which is fair enough. Like, I would be...
Yeah.
I'd be raising hell if someone did that to me.
Yeah, I tried to see the funny side of it, which I did. I still do.
Yeah, but then the second time it's better.
And then I did it, and then it got like 60k views, and everyone was talking about it, and like loads of comments. And then she actually unblocked me to text me the same night to say sorry. And she was like, "Can I make it up to you? You seem like a really nice guy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm too nice sometimes." I was like, "Do you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt."
Yeah.
I believed her excuses, and then we arranged a FaceTime call, and then like 2 days later and 5 minutes before that, she did the same thing, exact same thing. But yeah, there's little like I've got my detective hat on. There's little signs of
fool me once, shame on
exactly
you.
What I said.
Fool me twice,
shame on me.
Shame on you.
It's very shame on me.
Very shame.
They left some breadcrumbs,
really?
And I'm on it.
Detective handle.
Literally.
That would be part 2 of the podcast. Hunting down this person. Yeah. But at least like the comments were really, at least on your TikTok, they were so nice. They were like, screw her.
I had so many DMs being like, I wouldn't stand you up.
I would never stand. No, but they're feral. They're like, I'd never stand you up.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like,
never. And you know they probably wouldn't know either. Which, does that ever, like, even though granted they are technically like your fans and stuff, does it ever change like your mindset of it, thinking there are people out there that really like think you're an absolute catch? I sound so old saying that. You're an absolute catch.
It is like the perception of like, yeah, it's a weird perception when you don't realise the impact you make on like people in like a weird way to spin it. I wasn't aware, like, because it's just digital, you put something into the world and you just, especially online, you don't know where it goes, and you're like, okay, and you see comments, you see written comments, and then you don't know what impact it's having. You kind of read messages, you're like, oh, that's lovely, but like, again, because it's a comment and it's a username, it could be anyone, so you don't really like, you absorb it and you appreciate it, and
but you don't see them as people.
You don't see it as people in some ways. And then I went to an event earlier in the year and it was face to face, and then like people coming up to me and like being very like nervous and shaking, asking for pictures, and you're like, oh fuck, like, yeah, you forget the impact. It's really sweet. And then like, yeah, like starting to get recognized in public a bit, and it's just like, oh fucking hell, like, it makes it really like appreciate what you do. And like, it's the first job I've had where I've like really valued what I do and what like, and having an actual impact on people, which is what everyone wants to do anyway, like in anything you do. So it was nice.
Can I ask you about the fact that you got that a fan came up to you in public?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because obviously you're a bit of a VIP now. There's there's things that you can't talk about now, which I very, very much, obviously respect and stuff. However, we were briefly talking about the fact that you had a fan that actually recognised you in person and came up to you.
Got recognised, yeah. Very surreal. Famous. Yeah, it was. Everyone thinks it would be like a really luxurious story of like, oh, was it like, what was it like?
She's some hot 5'11" blonde that just shuts up and is like, give me your number.
I was literally walking through like near my area with like shopping bags, Sainsbury's shopping bags.
Yeah.
If it was Waitrose, I would look bollocks, but it was Sainsbury's, and I mean I love Sainsbury's, but
Big up Sainsbury's.
Big up Sainsbury's. Little plug.
Yep. Nectar card.
But yeah, and I was like wearing like sports gear. I think I had like it wasn't a cool look vibe, and then yeah, she came up to me and just like was like, thank you very much, like chatted to me, really nice, really polite, very like amicable conversation, small talk conversation. Go each like separate ways. I just shut off my shopping bag. I was like,
right, I need to put my butter in the fridge
yeah,
now.
literally my chicken's defrosted. But no, it was it was just like one of those moments where it was like, again, I've met people at events, but like in the wild, essentially, it was like, oh fuck,
like you are actually like,
yeah, it was weird. It's weird, but it's like, it is nice feeling, because it's like, you do, I think, in whatever job you do, whatever industry you're in, you want to be like valued, and you want your work to be like liked.
Yeah.
So it's like to have that value and impact was nice, and like things can be like nice and polite, amicable, and not not weird.
Kind of going up to the third part of the podcast, which obviously I want to talk a bit more about you as a person, and not necessarily the Quinn part of you, which is more your work part. Mm-hmm. So you are a man with, you've got hobbies. You're a man with hobbies, which is always nice to hear. So you do jiu-jitsu, don't you?
I do jiu-jitsu, yeah.
So what, tell me about that. Tell me everything.
So in a former life, I used to be a cage fighter, and yeah, I did jiu-jitsu through that when I was a young teenager, and then I've stuck at jiu-jitsu for a few years.
Cage fighting, fuck.
Yeah, I've lived like, I'm 28, but I've lived like 9 lives. It's fucking weird.
Do you know, if you shave your beard, get yourself a buzz cut, get a bit of a tan on you, and get some tattoos.
What would I be?
I think you'll be my type then. I think that'll be... Okay.
Buzz cuts.
Oh, I love a buzz cut.
Yeah.
Oof, especially like if they give that underground Russian MMA fighter
yeah. Teardrop tattoos.
Love a bad boy.
Love
a bad boy.
Criminal record. Steroids.
Exactly. But they've never done anything mean against women apart from maybe beating up like an abusive dad. See, this is why I'm going into the book talk part.
I'm so glad you said dad there. I was like, that's what you're going to say there. It's like, unless they beat up an abusive.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. The whole like book talk.
Yeah.
I think you're one of the few people who actually do get me when I start talking about
book the tropes.
Talk.
The famous book talk trope.
I think I've
beat up the abusive stepdad.
I've definitely... That sounds a bit weird now. I definitely have got some books in there though that definitely fit that trope. So apart from Akatar and Colleen Hoover and Sarah J. Maas and
bangers in there.
We do have some bangers in my bookshelf.
Yeah. So yeah, I did have to. It was a weird time. But
so how long did you do that? Obviously the cage fighting MMA stuff. Like how long did you do that for, and how come you more switched to jiu-jitsu? Long time.
I fought MMA from 16 to 21.
Okay.
And I retired at 21 because life's funner when you're not getting punched in the face, and then with a glow up, can't affect the glow up.
No,
can't be having wonky. So I've got a wonky nose, but I can't have like.
So you don't think that having like a bit of cut above your eye, will help with the women? I'm sure you don't need the help as it is anyway. But
well, jiu-jitsu is just like aggressive cuddling, and it's sweaty aggressive cuddling, so that helps as well.
It's a little bit you're definitely straight, right? You don't enjoy like a good cuddle with a man.
No, I like to whisper in their ear.
Put them in a headlock and you're sweating every like, shh, I'll be over soon.
A little oil check. A little oil check when I pass their guard and stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you say that you're going to keep doing jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu I'll do for life. Like, I'll do it till I'm old.
Yeah.
I've done it for 11 years now. Like, it's not going anywhere. Like I have my periods where I dip off and I disappear and I don't enjoy it, and then I come back. Like I'm in a period where I love it again now.
Yeah.
It's just good exercise. I'm not really like a massive fan of lifting weights.
Shredded 8-pack underneath the top.
Not at the minute. Not at the minute. Those Sainsbury's shopping sessions have fucked me. The bakery's too good.
Yeah.
It's a little therapy.
That's me. Yeah, a bit of aggressive therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to start doing jiu-jitsu. Maybe you can teach me. Okay. But anyway, I want to talk about the other aspect of your life, which is, I feel like when I say this, a lot of girls are going to roll their eyes and go, yep. So you're a DJ as well. You're a DJ, but the fact is, you are actually a really good DJ. You're not just like when guys, you know, when you go to like a house party, they're like, no, like let me pull out my decks.
I used to be that guy. Okay,
but at least you're a little bit better.
Thanks,
now.
very kind of you. Yeah, I'm not actually that good, but thank you.
No, but you get booked.
Yeah.
So you're obviously good enough. Yeah.
Just a good salesman.
No. Be like, if you book me, I'll speak to your girlfriend on the phone. Bit of erotica.
No, yeah, I am, yeah. So I've been doing that for like 3 years now. But again, I used to get ripped for that, man. Because I've always been a huge music fan. Like, used to always, like, since a young age, I used to listen to house music. And then I think it was around lockdown, my friends were like, bro, you need to DJ. Because I was the kid at the party that would steal the aux cable. And everyone was like, what's that song? And I was like, that's it. And if I was like, when I was partying, I'd be like, I'll tell you the date of it come out, I'll tell you the artist, where the artist was born. I was a proper goon.
Probably a weirdo.
Yeah, I was. But yeah, that's been fun. I've just got a bit of a, with the personality and the neurodivergence, like, I have loads of hobbies and interests, and I don't stick at most, but music's one I've stuck at, and jiu-jitsu's one I've always stuck at. So, like, that's when I know I care and have, like, an actual passion in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just running with that this year. A few gigs, couple in August. Just going with the flow of it, really. Like, big one in September.
So, obviously, you did... I say obviously, actually, it might not be to anyone that's not really in the book talk community or the fantasy community might not know about it. But tell me about the event that you did, where you featured in... Yeah, Gauntlets and Gowns in February. Yeah, I did. There was a big ball in February at Battersea Arts Centre for kind of the book talk crew and fantasy world, and I did like a voiceover for Rhysand, who's people's beloved character. And sadly, I'm Team Cassian.
She's Cassian, yeah.
Team Cassian. Yeah.
I got to do that. It played,
cool.
I'd videoed it, and then I videoed it. No, I'd videoed the reaction of everyone listening to because no one expected it. It was really nice to see everyone's reaction, and then I just got to hang out. And some people knew who I was. Obviously, being a voice actor, it's like some people don't know. Like, even on TikTok now, people don't know that the viral voiceovers that they listen to me, and it's just like,
because that is quite the iconic line.
Yeah,
which is, feel free to share it with the audience.
What the hello, favourite darling.
Yeah, that is iconic.
That one did very well.
Iconic.
And then There You Are, I've been looking for you as well, which is how that was another.
I feel like you can give a bit more passion into that one.
Oh no, you go listen to it, get the views up. That one was really, that was nice. That was kind of what took me off, those two, because I basically was in partnership with two lovely gals, Taylor and Val, called Whimsy Gossip, and they have their own fantasy podcast, and like been friends with them, and they basically I did some voiceovers for them. They edited it with music and then released them, and that's what's essentially like that helped catalyze me. So I love those girls, and I'll be meeting them in Colorado.
Colorado,
yeah.
Oh,
so,
I'm incredibly jealous. Can you say what you're doing out of Colorado?
Yeah, so it's all confirmed. So I'm very lucky that got my fingers in a lot of pies, and
bet you do. Bet you fucking do.
Well, and they're all kind of like merging. So like my music, my fantasy, my Quinn, like it's all blending into kind of like one job. Yeah. So I got booked to do a fantasy event in Colorado, similar to what I did in Battersea, but I'll be DJing it. Yeah. So going to DJ in America.
And feature, man.
And to get some pictures, meet some cool people.
And you're gonna put on a cowboy hat and do the whole... If you don't do that, I'm going to be severely disappointed.
I will, like, not at that event, because it's a theme from Crescent City, I think.
Haven't actually fully read through that, but my sister has.
Yeah, I think it's an unofficial kind of theme, like, similar to that. They can't, obviously, use the trademark and the copyright, but yeah, similar to that. But when I'm about in snowy Colorado, because it's December, I'm going to have to wrap up in, like, boots... cowboy hat.
Amazing. Yeah, you're gonna have to come back and give me some tips, because obviously my new book is set in Colorado, so you're gonna have to give me...
You were fuming when I told you that, weren't you?
I was absolutely fuming when you were like, I'm going to Colorado.
Just popping over to Colorado,
sorry, where are you going?
Just popping over to Colorado.
You're just popping over to my absolute like number one dream. Little bitch.
Big old be a cowboy.
Little cowboy. We can find yourself a nice little buckle bunny, you know.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, all the one, you know, the what are they? It's the like the groupie version of rodeo.
I do actually have a cowboy audio coming out.
Really? You have to get. I'm just gonna have to get you to narrate my book.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're definitely. But that's a good 3 years down the line.
Is it?
Probably can't afford you then. So probably still can't afford you now.
Mates rates.
You'll give me mates rates. Mates rates.
Yeah, the music stuff's like, that's crazy. That was a thing where when I started it was very awkward because I was doing, because I put everything on my Instagram story. Even if I'm like new to something, I put on my stories. I look like a twat. I do really shit, and then I just keep at it. Yeah. And then when things take off, people are like, oh. So I had like ex-girlfriends and that ripping me they were like, this stuff's so cringe, and like people ripping me like, because I was literally wearing like a fleece in my bedroom learning how to DJ, and it was shit. And now it's
when you say it like that, it does sound it sounds a little bit icky.
Oh yeah, the thing. What's the viral video that went out where it was like, oh, a Hinge boy's taking me back to he's playing a set for me in his bedroom. I got sent that 8 times. I was fucking raging, and my decks are in my room, so it does look like that. I was fucking raging.
The thing is though, like, and I think as we said, you get it as well, but I found especially like with making content is you literally have to have no fear. Nope. Like, it's in the sense you can't have any. You just need to just do it and actually make the content as if you have actually made it.
Yep.
And obviously, and then eventually it does kick off, and like, look at you now, like, absolutely fuck that bitch. You know,
it was just like, it was just like, I've always been like, I remember like growing up, everyone was like, you know, because I was a skinny little dork, and now I've just got a bearded, tall, more handsome dork, but like
the gravelly voice
dork.
Thousands of women dreaming about you, yeah.
But like, people were like, you're never gonna be a cage fighter, and I was like, I will, and I did, and then even though I wasn't a great one, I don't care about it. Like, for me, like, yeah, it would be great to be like the best at something, but it's just like, I just want to prove myself right, and I have every single time in everything I've done now. So it's just like, people are like, you're not gonna be a DJ. I'm starting to get books. I'm like, I'm a DJ. Doesn't matter if I'm not the best DJ. Yeah. I'm still a DJ. It's still like financial income. It's still an experience that other people don't experience. Like, I didn't think I was ever gonna be an audio porn star. Yay! But I'll take that one with both hands. That's all day. That was just that was a very nice welcome addition to the.
But I think that is the beauty about obviously gaining a following, which is obviously you have gotten a following for your voice, for the Quinn stuff, for everything. But now you're really lucky in a sense you can transfer your audience to kind of what you want to do.
Exactly.
Which is, I mean, I'm going to do this with this podcast eventually, transfer it to more of a book area, and then, you know, so I do get you.
You have to. I think that's where a lot of creators struggle these days. They're not like diverse. Yeah. They don't. There's no elasticity to their content. That's a big word. Great word. But yeah, there's no elasticity. I can't even say it now. To their, and that's how you have to like kind of try and stay afloat and try and stay relevant. Yeah, so exactly. Got to adapt to the audience.
Because we are very similar in the sense obviously you're a lot more solidified, but in the sense we both started brands that you essentially can mold into anything else. Like, it's you and yourself. You're the brand. Yeah. I'm the brand of mine. You're the brand of yours. Yeah. You can make it into whatever you kind of want it to be.
Personal brand. Ever since in my corporate days, it was the most important. It's the most important thing. It's what makes you stand out. People like you. They're gonna like your stuff. Well, they're more likely to like your stuff. So yeah, you have to be authentic, because everyone can read through that shit.
I like to think that we're pretty authentic.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We're true to ourselves, and we're, I think.
Yeah.
We're honest, and we're just,
Yeah, living the dream.
Yeah, sure. Maybe, I'm sure one of us are. Don't know if it's me.
Congrats on launching it, by the way. I remember when you come to the idea of me.
Oh my God,
and I was like, oh, and then there was like the Instagram tease for it being out for like a couple of months, and it was like, it's next week.
Yeah, because I remember when I actually it was like a year ago, I think. I posted like a poll being like, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, like, who'd be keen like to actually watch it. And I had like 100 and something people. I said, yeah, like, start it. And I think, you know, when someone says something, they're like, yeah, I'm sure they'll do it, but they actually don't do it. And it was so satisfying to actually just be like, and I'm actually doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. I say it's the proving yourself right. It's a good feeling. And then you got seeing the most important bit is the journey of it. Like, we're here now in your sitting room, and now you'll do that, and you'll be in a studio with like 3 cameramen.
But that's the thing. Like, so one of my inspirations for Scandi in the City is Hot Mess by Alex L. I really love the whole very relaxed vibe. I'm actually really against the sitting in a studio having the thing where it's like connected here and you like, do you know, a really professional setup. I actually don't like that. I really love the fact that we're just sitting on my dusty crusty futon and we're just talking, and I think I'm really going to try my hardest to keep that as a brand throughout, you know, the whole way.
Right, it's so important,
you know.
And it's more, that's what makes the conversations more natural, isn't it?
Exactly. So we're just holding 2 little mics.
They're not that little.
No, they're actually quite big.
Size matters.
Sweet.
I wouldn't know.
That's really about it. I think we'll probably wrap it up now. We're about 50 minutes, which is perfect.
Smashed it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for coming on, and thank you, because I'm pretty sure none of this podcast would be happening without obviously my friends and my family. Actually, not my family. You guys haven't done fucking anything. So thank you to my friends for literally making this podcast actually happen. Thank you for coming on and actually doing this, because you'll be blowing up like mega soon. And I'll just be grateful to have you on, be able to call you my friend.
Cute. Thank you.
But yeah, so boom.